Unbroken. Now, Unbroken follows the true life story of Louis Zamperini, who was a war veteran who had gotten into a plane accident and then got captured and tortured by a Japanese concentration camp. Now, I was definitely looking forward to this movie because of the trailer. The trailers look fantastic. And like I always said, you can't judge a movie by its trailers. And even though I enjoyed Unbroken, the movie left a lot more to be desired. Now, this movie stars Jack O'Connell. Now, Jack O'Connell is on my radar because he gave one of my favorite performances of this year in another movie called Starred Up, which he was great in, and also that was a great movie as well. Now, in this movie, he's definitely challenged as far as his acting goes and as far as his physicality goes for the role. And he lives up to the task. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with his performance in the movie. It's pretty much solid and spot on. And this movie is directed by Angelina Jolie. Now, she's directed another movie, which I can't particularly remember the name of it. So she has some experience in directing movies. Now, like I said before, I enjoyed the trailers for Unbroken. The trailers for Unbroken were really inspiring. But the movie didn't feel inspiring to me. And that's why I felt the movie kind of suffered in a way. Now, one of the reasons why it suffered, I feel, is the fact that it's running time. This movie has 2 hours and 13-minute running time. And even though you don't feel it as much, it's definitely knocking at your door and say, yeah, this is a 2 hour and 13-minute movie. And most people can say, oh, you cut the back end of the movie. In my personal opinion, with this particular movie, I think you have to cut sections of the movie in from the beginning, middle, and end. And I think that would make it fit a little bit more because there were certain scenes in the beginning I felt that it could have died down a little bit more. I get what Angelina Jolie was going for, to express the experience of what he went through, but there's sometimes I think she overshone it a little bit too much where it felt really not forced, but it felt overly done in a way. And I think if she would have cut down on those aspects, I think it would have been better. Honestly, I don't really blame her, or I could because she's the director, but also blame the editing in a way where I felt that you could have cut down a lot more in the beginning and middle and the end, where it felt more of a easy flow throughout the movie. Like I said before, you don't feel inspired in the movie. And I get what Angelina was going for, to get inspiration out of the character, to make you make you get behind the character. And to some extent, I did. But it just didn't hit me like I wanted it to. And I don't know what it was. I think the fact that she didn't use a particular score right, or the score wasn't used effectively in a way, or certain scenes didn't feel monumental in a way where you said, yes, I'm behind this character. I mean, you felt for the character, but honestly, he wasn't really emotionally attached to him, even though he went through a struggle in the movie. And that's why I think a more experienced director could have handled that a little bit better. But at the same time, since this is her second movie, I don't fault her to an extent. But that was a glaring hole in the movie for me, at least. Now, I think the best part of this movie is the cinematography done by Roger Deakins, because there's certain scenes where characters are just in the ocean and it just feels so smooth and has a smooth transition from that into other stuff in the movie. And I feel the cinematography was really wonderful, and I kind of see him possibly getting nominated maybe for an Oscar, but I don't know, because there's been a lot of good cinematography done this year. But honestly, for me, Unbroken, even though I wasn't disappointed by it, I kind of expected a lot more from it. The acting was fine, the direction was okay, but it could have been better. And I think if the runtime was cut down maybe by a good 15 to 20 minutes, I think it would have been more good. And honestly, I enjoyed it, but I wanted a lot more from it. I wanted to be more inspired from it, and I didn't get that from the movie. I got it from the trailers, but not from the movie. And that's why I think the movie didn't really work for me. Now, this movie is an enjoyable film, but it also has its holes where most people will definitely notice in that regard. It does have its flaws to go with it. So with that being said, I'm going to give Unbroken a 3 out of 5 stars. It could have been better, but I'm not mad that I've seen it. So with that being said, guys, if you've seen Unbroken, let me know what you guys think of it in the comments down below. And as always, guys, please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.